With group equity co-ops, equity is built by the group and stays with the group. No individual ever receives a share or equity they can exchange when someone takes their place. After debts are paid, it is common for the members of a co-op to continue to make the same payments and expand the benefits to others by starting more co-ops. Or they may reduce the payments to the cost of maintenance. While there is great benefit in providing these benefits to others, should individuals be enabled to save? What if someone has lived in a co-op longer than the length of its mortgage, or lives in a co-op all their life? Should they have to continue to make the same payments? Even if the payments were reduced to the cost of maintenance, if the person leaves, they have to start all over again. The benefit of equity is that it provides the ability for people to gain economic security and self-reliance for themselves and their families and communities wherever they go. It also further enables people to put effort and receive the fruits of the labor they put into improving their environment, since they can carry the value with them. But buying and selling equity by individuals would undermine the purpose of group equity co-ops, since it is meant to work similar to a typical rental situation, with no large sums of money needed. How can individual equity be exchanged in a group equity co-op? The only way that this can work logically is if their portion of equity was purchased after the length of time it took to pay off the property. Here's how it would have to work. Say a group equity co-op was started that pays off its debts in 10 years. There are a few rooms in the co-op, and every year, new people are coming and going. And again, people pay only their monthly payments. The only way that this can work is if in any year, any equity that someone contributes will be received back 10 years later. So say someone came and only stayed for a year. 10 years later, the person would have their equity purchased by the cooperative, transferring equity from the people who live there. And the process would continue. In the 11th year, payments would go to the person who built equity in the second year, and so on. If someone lived there 10 years or more, they would only pay a maintenance fee. And when they leave, they would receive payments starting in the first year after they leave, until all their equity is purchased over the next 10 years. While this is not the normal way people receive equity when selling a property, it does provide similar benefits as people retain their value, and payments can be applied towards building equity or reducing financial burdens later. Co-ops can do variations on this, where a proportion of payments might also be reserved for the co-op as a whole or the community around it, and also stagger payments to generate more reserves. But upon entering a co-op, a member would sign a contract that guarantees them that their portion of equity would be purchased at a certain time. And at any given time, the only people who can govern the co-op are those who live in it, not those who hold any equity, guaranteeing current occupants' control while ensuring that people receive their equity. This idea of exchanging individual equity in a group equity co-op may not have been tried before, but perhaps it is worth a shot. It would strengthen the underlying purpose of group equity co-ops, providing empowerment to communities and individuals.